know just what I'm worth.
Waiting on you to, waiting on you to load. Waiting on you to, waiting on you to load. Waiting on you to, miss the whole song. Waiting on you to load. Yes, go live, go live, go live, load. Go live, load. I'm reading all of it with though. Never left the YouTube studio. Dropping bars on these. Oh, I'm live. Fantastic. Welcome back to Shaggy Reads Oliver Twist. Last time. And Oliver Twist. Noah, the little alcoholic teenager from Oliver's hometown, came in and was ready to help Fagin and them hunt his little butt down. So we out here listening to Christhefre's music on SoundCloud. So that's fresh with a $. And we are on chapter, I want to say 48? Yeah, 48. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me today. But wherein is shown how the Artful Dodger got into trouble. It's just saying I'm live, but it's not actually doing anything at the moment, and that is very unusual. So I don't know if there is a lag or... Waiting on the YouTube timer to pop up before I get struck with the literary vibes. Gotta see why it's saying I'm live without any timer coming up in any way. And all that I can say is what I say. Yeah. Trying to go live, but it won't come up with the timer, so I'm sitting here pretending I'm a rhymer like a rapper-tat-tat-tat-tat. Rat-a-tat-tatting that ass, cause I'm reading so fast. Oh shit, it's been live for 2 minutes and 41 seconds. I've been tripping. Y'all done caught me slipping. 2 thumbs up already. What is up, YouTube people? Oh my goodness, so much love. Shaggy the Writer coming at you. Chapter 48. We're listening to Christhefre's music one more time, just in case we didn't get that already. And it's fresh with a $. Turn up for Herodotus Day, wherein is shown how the Artful Dodger got into trouble. Oh, dang, I need to bleep this shirt out real quick. No copyright strikes, please. Por favor. Gracias. We sorry that you was your own friend, was it? Oh, no, commercials.
I'm sorry, could you play that song Pomade by Old Spice? You got it, Skip. Pomade.
Let me see. Effing SoundCloud, man. Trying to show Christhefre some love. Let me see. There we go. Christhefre, yeah. So it was you that was your own friend, was it? Asked Mr. Claypole, otherwise Bolter, when by virtue of the compact entered into between them, he had removed next day to the Jew's house. Who your fault is much, right? Every man's his own friend, my dear, replied Fagin, with his most insinuating grin. He has as good a one as himself anywhere. Except sometimes, replied Mr. Morris Bolter, assuming an air of any man of the world. Some people who are nobody's enemies but their own, you know. Don't believe that, said the Jew. When a man's his own enemy, it's only because he's too much his own friend, not because he's careful for everybody but himself. Poop. Ho, ho, cried Mr. Bolter. Number one forever. In a little company like ours, my dear, said the Jew, who felt it necessary to qualify this position. We have a general number one. That is, you can't consider yourself number one without considering me too as the same, and all the other young people. Oh, ye devil! Exclaimed Mr. Bolter. You see, pursued the Jew, affecting disregard to this interruption. We are so mixed together that identified in our interest that it must be so. For instance, is your object to take care of number one, meeting yourself? Oh, certainly, replied Mr. Bolter. You're right about that. Well, you can't take care of yourself, number one, without taking care of me, number one. Number two, you mean, said Mr. Bolter, who was largely endowed with the quantity of selfishness. No, I don't, retorted the Jew. I am of the same importance as you are to yourself. Oh, say, interrupted Mr. Bolter, you're a very nice gentleman. We are very fond of you, but we ain't quite so fit together as all that comes to. Number one, the more careful you must be of mine. So we come at last, I told you it twice. The regard for old number one holds us all together, and you must do so unless we would go into pieces in company. Oh, that's true, rejoined Mr. Bolter thoughtfully. Oh, you're a cunning old codger. A sense of wily genius, which is most important that he should entertain in the onset of their acquaintance. To strengthen an impression so desirable and useful, he followed and became tempered at the same time with a degree of wholesome fear which it was highly desirable to awaken. In this mutual trust we have in each other, this consoles me on the heavy losses, said the Jew. My best hand was taken from me yesterday morning. Well, you don't mean he died, cried Mr. Bolter. Oh, no, replied Fagin. Not so bad as that, not quite so bad. Well, I suppose he was wanted, interposed the Jew. Yes, he was wanted. Very particular, inquired Mr. Bolter. No, replied the Jew, not very. He was charged with attempting to pick a pocket, and they found a silver snuff box on him. His own, my dear, his own, for he took snuff himself and was very fond of it. They reminded him day to day, for they thought about they knew the owner. Ah, he was 50 boxes, I'll give you the price as many to him. Ah, stuck pages. Pech. You should have known the Dodger, my dear. You should have known the Dodger. You will also know him, I hope, don't you think so? Said Mr. Bolter. Let's take a second and see who's here, because I just got all my people just popped up. Okay, sorry, I guess we're having issues with the balance of the sound. We're up to 4 likes already. Fishing Bay here. What's up, Caleb Smalley? Againstheworld G. Yes, I'm playing Christhefre's music at the moment, but I'm having a hard time making everything blend how it's supposed to because of the quality. Let's see. And yes, I can see chat now. What to know says, Zoinks! Walter Styles says, I'm here from Againstheworld G's channel. I love you guys' videos, just sub. All right, so that kind of sums it all up. I'm glad I got my chat working now. So much love to everybody who's tuning in and liking. We're up to 4 views and 4 likes. So this is sub for sub. So what to know and Walter Style, I will be coming back at you momentarily. But thank you so much, everybody, for your patience. I'm doubtful about it, said the Jew with a sigh. If they don't get any fresh evidence, it'll only be a summary conviction, and we shall have him again after 6 weeks or so. But if they do, it's a case of lagging. They never know what a clever lad he is. He'll be a lifter. He'll make the art for nothing less than a lifter. What do you mean by yagging in the lifter? Demanded Mr. Volter. What's the good of talking in me that way? What you don't... Oh, what's the good of talking that way to me? What you don't speak so I can understand ya. Fagin was about to translate these mysterious expressions into the vulgar tongue, and being interpreted, Mr. Bolter would have been informed that they had represented the combination of words transportation for life, when the dialogue was cut short by the entry of Master Bates with the hands in his breeches pockets, and his face twisted into a look of semi-comical woe. Right. "You're up, Freddy," said Charlie when he and his new companion had been known to each Oh, I'm sorry. "It's all up, Freddy," said Charlie while he and his new companion had been known to each other. What do you mean?" asked the Jew with trembling lips. "So found the gentleman is only booked still 3 walls are coming to identify him, and the arsehole's booked 4 persons out," replied Master Bates. "Was having full sheet of morning Fagin and a husband to wished him in the fall he said so about his troubles. To think of Jack Dawkins, yummy, Jack the Dodger, the artful Dodger, going aboard for commentary penny half page books. I never thought he'd have done it under all Watch Taylor's heels as the yours. Oh, why didn't he rob some rich old gentlemen and for the valuables and go out as a gentleman, and not like a coming prig without no honour nor glory?" With this expression of feeling for his unfortunate friend, Master Bates set himself on the nearest chair with an aspect of chagrin and despondency. Ooh, I love this song though. Hold on. Yeah. Niggas said they ballin', but they bitch common. I can fuck it, ain't no skin, just don't tell nobody. In the trap like play Bacardi, I smoke. What do you think about having his neither honor nor glory for? exclaimed Fagin, darting an angry look at his pupil. Wasn't he always a top sawyer among you all? Is there one of you that could touch him or come near him and then he's sent there? No one, replied Master Bates, in a voice rendered husky with regret. No one. Then what do you talk of? Replied the Jew angrily. And what are you blubbering for? Cause it isn't on your record, is it? Said Charlie, chafed into perfect defiance of his venerable friend by the current of his regrets. Cause you can't come out indignant, cause nobody will ever know half of what he was. How is he standing you guys came to? Perhaps not there is all. Oh, what a blow it is. Ha ha! cried the Jew, extending his right hand and turning to Mr. Bolter in a fit of chuckling, which shook him as though he had the palsy. Ooh, that didn't age well. See what the pride they take in their profession, my dear? Ain't it beautiful? Mr. Bolter nodded assent, and the Jew, after contemplating the grief of Charlie Bates for some seconds, with evident satisfaction, stepped up to that young gentleman and patted him on the shoulder. "Never mind, Charlie," said Fagin soothingly. "It'll come out. It'll be sure to come out. They'll all know what a clever fellow he was. He'll show it himself, and not disgrace his old pals and teachers. Think how young he is, too. What a distinction, Charlie, to be lagged at this time in life." "Well, it is all as that is," said Charlie, a little consoled. "He shall have all he wants," continued the Jew. "He shall be kept the stone jug. Charlie like a gentleman, with his beer every day, and the money in his pocket to pitch and toss with if he can spend it." "No, so he shall," cried Charlie Bates. "Aye, he shall," said the Jew, "and we'll have a big-wigged Charlie. That's the greatest gift of Gab, to carry on his defiance. He'll make a speech for himself, too, and if he likes it, we're gonna read about it in all the papers. Art for Dodger, shrieks of laughter where the court was convulsed, eh, Charlie, eh?" laughed Mr. Bates. "What a York that will be, wouldn't you, Fagin? Or say how's your awful with Wolverham, wouldn't he?" "Would," cried the Jew. "He shall, he will." "Oh, to be so sure he will," replied Charlie, rubbing his hands. I think I see him now," cried the Jew, bending his eyes upon his pupil. "So do I," cried Charlie Bates. "Oh, so do I. What's that oil for me to put my show on you, Fagin? What a game, what a way of the game. Oh, it's a big wing swine and you saw him. And then donkeys is dressing all up on his intimate and comfortable, as if he was against his own son making his speech after dinner. Ha, ha, ha." In fact, the Jew had so well humored his young friend's eccentric disposition that Master Bates, who had at first been disposed to consider the imprisoned Dodger rather in the light of a victim, now considered him as the chief actor in a scene of most uncommon and exquisite humor, and felt quite impatient for the arrival of the time when his old companion should have been so favorable an opportunity of displaying his abilities. Oh yeah, Againstheworld G, real quick. One love to you. I know you dropping that video, the sequel to that first Jay Sun video. So everybody needs to get on his channel if y'all ain't already subscribed to him. Okay. Wait a minute, is Caleb fishy? Yes, Caleb is fishy. Caleb is definitely fishy. So that's why we all need to sub to him. Because he was at almost 200 subs and then got his account taken away from him. What to know? I'm definitely subbing to you here soon too. But let me dive back into this. We don't have too much to go till the end of the chapter. So we're just going to push through. So once again, everybody, if you're enjoying yourselves, hit that like button and share with a couple of people. And I will be subbing to anyone who subs to me, so keep that in mind. I got to put the hashtag trending in the title when I get a moment. We must know he gets drunk on it today, and by some handy means or other, said Fagin. Let me think. Shall we go? Asked Charlie. Not for the world, replied the Jew. Are you mad, my dear? Stark mad that you'd walk into the very place where, no, Charlie, no, one is enough to lose at a time. You don't really also go yourself, I suppose. said Charlie, with a humorous leer. "It wouldn't quite fit," replied Fagin, shaking his head. "So why don't you send his new clothes?" asked Master Bates, laying his hand on Noah's arm. "Nobody knows him." "Why, I wouldn't mind," observed the Jew. "Mind?" interposed Charlie. "What should he have to mind?" "Really nothing, my dear," said Fagin, turning to Mr. Bolter. "Really nothing." "Oh, dear, sorry about that, you know," observed Noah, backing towards the door and shaking his head with a kind of sober alarm. "No, you'll do, Casey, sure." "Oh." "No, don't do that. It's not my department, that ain't." "What department has he got, Fagin?" inquired Master Bates, surveying Noah's lank form with much disgust. "You can't know whether there's anything wrong and he knows the riddles and there's everything right. Is that his friends?" "Never mind," said Mr. Bolter. "And don't you take liberties with your superiors, little boy, or you'll find yourself in your own shop." Master Bates laughed so vehemently at this magnificent threat that it was some time before Fagin could interpose and represent to Mr. Bolter that he incurred no possible danger in visiting the police officer, that inasmuch as no account of the little affair in which had been engaged, nor any description of his person, had yet been forwarded to the metropolis, it was very probable that he was not even suspected of having restored to it for shelter, and that if he were properly disguised, it would be as safe a spot for him to visit his end in London, inasmuch as it would be, of all places, the very last, and to which he could be supposed likely to resort of his own free will. Persuaded in part by these representations, but overborne in a much greater degree by his fear of the Jew, Mr. Bolter at length considered with very bad grace to undertake the expedition, but by Fagin's directions he immediately substituted for his own attire a wagoner's frock, velveteen breeches, and leather leggings, all of which articles the Jew had at hand. He was likewise furnished with a felt hat well garnished with turnpike tickets and a carter's whip. Thus equipped, he was to saunter into the office as some country fellow from Covent Garden Market might be supposed to do for the gratification of his curiosity, and as well as he awkwardly, ungainly, and raw-boned a fellow need to be. Mr. Fagin had no fear but that he would look the part to perfection. These arrangements completed, he was informed of the necessary signs and tokens by which to recognize the artful dodger, and was conveyed by Master Bates through dark and winding ways to within a very short distance of Bow Street. Having described the precise situation of the office, and accompanied it with copious directions how he was to walk straight up the passage, and when he got into the yard take up the steps on the right-hand side, and pull off his hat as he went into the room. Charlie Bates bade him hurry on alone, and he promised to bide his return on the spot of their parting. Noah Claypole, or Morris Bolter, as the reader pleases, punctually followed the directions he had received, which Master Bates, being pretty well accompanied with the locality, were so exact that he was enabled to gain the magistral presence without asking any question or meeting with any interruption by the way. He found himself jostled among a crowd of people, chiefly women, who were huddled together in a dirty, frowsy room, at the upper end of which was a raised platform, railed off from the rest, with the dock of prison